Now we'll talk about nesting and animation within a movie clip. If you're following along, I'm in o3_nesting_animation.fla in the Chapter 11 folder in the Exercise Files folder. What we're going to create in this movie is fire animating behind the spaceship. Now let's enter symbol editing mode for this movie clip by double-clicking the movie clip symbol icon for MC Spaceship in the library. Now you can see we're in symbol editing mode because you see MC Spaceship at the bottom of the timeline. Let's change the name of layer 1 to Spaceship, or just Ship for short. Let's create a new layer by clicking the Insert Layer button. Drag the new layer below the ship layer. We'll call the new layer Fire. Let's lock the ship layer and create some fire. Going to zoom in to do this. Going to press Z on my keyboard and drag a selection area that includes the ship and a little bit below the ship. Now I'm going to select the pencil tool in the toolbar and draw an outline of some fire for the ship. Once you've drawn the outline of your fire, you can color it in. Let's choose the Paint Bucket tool. In the Property Inspector, we'll choose a fill color. I'm going to choose an orange color. What I'm going to do here is create a simple shape tween of the fire shrinking in and then growing out. Now what we'll do is turn this fire into a graphic symbol and create a motion tween that will animate the fire. Select the fire on the stage. Press F8 to convert it into a symbol. Choose Graphic for the type, and change the symbol name to GFC Fire with a capital F. Make sure you have top left registration, and click OK. Notice that we just created a symbol within another symbol. And yes, you can do that in Flash, and no, it's not against any rules. Now let's use a motion tween to animate this fire. Create a keyframe at frame 5 of the fire layer. So select frame 5. Press F6 on your keyboard to create a keyframe. We'll create another keyframe at frame 9 in the fire layer. Select frame 9 in the fire layer, and press F6 on your keyboard to create a keyframe there. Now we'll extend the timeline in the ship layer to frame 9. Select frame 9 of the ship layer, and press F5 on your keyboard to extend the timeline to that point. Now let's go to frame 5 of the fire layer. Here, we'll shrink the fire in just a little bit. Then we'll create a motion tween so the fire will look like it's coming in and going out and shrinking and growing. Now let's scale down the fire. Choose the Free Transform tool in the toolbar or press Q on your keyboard to select the Free Transform tool. Now let's shrink the size of the fire on this frame. Going to click and drag in from the bottom handle. I'm not holding Shift on my keyboard because I don't mind if the proportions aren't the same. I'm going to rotate the fire and move the fire so it looks like it's coming out of the ship. I'm just going to scale it down very small. Once you have the fire how you like it, you're ready to create the motion tween. So let's create a motion tween. Deselect everything on the stage by clicking in the white area away from the fire, and then click and drag, starting anywhere in between frame 1 and 5, and release your mouse anywhere between frame 5 and frame 10. Now we'll use the selection of frames to create motion tweens for the fire animating in and out. Right-click your selection of frames, or Control-click on the Mac, and choose Create Motion Tween. Scrub the playhead to preview the animation. Let's return to the main timeline by clicking Scene 1. Now let's test the movie using Command-Return on the Mac or Control-Enter on the PC. Notice that the animation plays. Let's close the window. The animation plays even though there's only one frame on the art layer. This is different from nesting an animation within a graphic symbol. When you nest an animation within a graphic symbol, you need to have enough frames on the main timeline to accommodate that animation. A movie clip is more like a self-contained Flash movie, in that if there's animation inside of it, the animation will loop independently of the main timeline. So there's a look at nesting an animation inside of a movie clip.